Ha ha, very, very funny. Trade Kovalchuk for Goodbranson. Oh, enough of the Goodbranson stuff. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of our Washington Capitals Legend Fantasy Draft. Just disaster right now of a GM mode here with Washington. So it was an absolute disaster. In the last episode, we got bounced by Kovalchuk's ex-team, Parise's ex-team, and Sidney Crosby and the New Jersey Devils, and the rage was real. Let me tell you, the rage was real. I was so upset, throwing my controller around. It was a disaster, but my assistant GMs, you guys are here to help me out. So you're gonna probably see the team be blown up here. You're probably gonna see goodbye to Kovalchuk. You're probably gonna see goodbye to PK Subban. We're gonna go on a fire sale here. So you look at our star players, all right? Ilya Kovalchuk had a pretty decent year. You'd say 41 goals, 75 points. That's not so bad, right? That's not so bad at all. Look at that playoff total. 6 games, -4, 0 points. This guy's been on the fence since we drafted him. You guys don't like him, and now it's gone. We're chopping his head off. He's out of here. Say goodbye to Ilya Kovalchuk. Evgeny Malkin we're probably going to hang on to. We're probably going to hang on to him. He was one of our better players, if not our best player throughout the entire of last year and in the playoffs. Parise we're going to hang on to. He was a beast as well. Didn't have that strong of a playoff, but definitely is the backbone of our offense. And now PK Subban. The big thing is PK Subban's contract. 5 years left at $9 million. That's a lot of money. And I mean, he's got 2 points in his last 12 playoff games. And yeah, you know what? $9 million for 45 points. Yeah, he's PK Subban, one of the best defensemen in the NHL, but he's expendable right now at this point. We got Ville Poka coming up. We got Noah Hannafin who's going to want big money this year. So my thing is this. We obviously cannot trade Kovalchuk until we sign him because no team is going to want him. I'm going to end up getting like a second round pick. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sign Kovalchuk. I'm going to sign Sergei Zubov. I'm going to keep Sergei Zubov. Zubov's been a beast for us. Zubov's been honestly one of the best defensemen in the NHL. He's going to want about $8 or $9 million. So Ilya Kovalchuk's going to want $8 or $9 million as well. So you think here we have to re-sign these two next year just for safekeeping. Let's say that's $17 million between the two of them. Say they both get 8.5 each, all right? Just for safekeeping, that is $17 million all tied up, all right? And we only have $19 million to work with. Plus, we have to re-sign Noah Hannafin's going to be north of like 3.5. We've got to re-sign Ty Ratty, who's going to probably be around 3 or 4. We've got to re-sign Devin Shore, is going to be 2 or 3. Rask is going to be 2 or 3. We got to re-sign Sean Matthias, maybe. We got to re-sign. I mean, we're probably gonna have to get rid of Brendan Dillon as well. That was an awful trade on my part, making stupid amounts of money. If I could trade him for like a bag of pucks, I definitely will. And that's actually all we have to re-sign. But they're big ticket items. They're massive players. So now let's talk about the draft here. You guys have been talking about this Veleno guy, and again, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Veleno. It's pretty easy to pronounce. I'm probably screwing it up though. Veleno. This guy says his exceptional status. So that's cool. That's interesting. And this guy's voicing all of his opinions. Oh my god. But I agree with you. It's bullshit that he did not produce in the playoffs when we needed him most. Kovalchuk just gone. Nowhere to be found. And here, even again, you guys are really pushing for this Veleno guy. And again, I have no idea if I'm pronouncing that right, so don't kill me. But we're going to have a look at him here in the scouting department. And I think I can trade PK Subban for that pick, which is eventually going to be Veleno. And there's actually a comment here from Brandon that I want to bring up. And Brandon's comment here, he talks about Devin Dubnyk a little bit, which I will get into, but he also talks about Joe Veleno is the guy who I do want to go get, because you guys are talking him up. Apparently he gets to be like 95 in GM mode or whatever, but he says he can definitely be Malkin's eventual replacement a few years down the road. So again, we're gonna have a look at him here. We're gonna hop into the draft. We're gonna blow this team up. We're blowing it up. I don't care. I am fed up here. Back-to-back first round exits, not acceptable. With the team we have, you gotta be kidding me. That is not okay at all. So there he is, Joe Veleno, 18 years old. He's gonna probably be like 55 or like 60 overall. I don't think he's gonna be that high of an overall because he is really young. All these guys are really young. No 20. Okay, there's one 20-year-old, but a bunch of them are a bunch of 18-year-old kids. So he is a top 5. So I'm probably gonna go get like the second overall pick. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put. I'm not gonna put Kovalchuk on the block because honestly it's not going to matter. We can't trade him anyways. I'll put Devin Dubnyk up on there. I will obviously going to throw up, where is he, really quick, PK Subban, and we're going to go ahead and we're also going to offload the contract of Jared Spurgeon. He's making a lot of money, and he fits in the team, but he also doesn't. I'd like the $5 million more than I would like having Jared Spurgeon. So let's hop in the draft here. You can see it goes 1, 2, and 3. So I'm going to try to go for Dallas's pick. I don't think I'm going to get the first overall pick, but I will go to Dallas and see what I can do. Let's go over to Dallas here. Actually, to go the other way. But I think we can offload PK Subban to them. So their defense is actually really weak now that I can, now that I look at it here. Their best defenseman is Brent Seabrook, Savard, and Girardi. So they could use PK Subban. They definitely could. He's making $9 million. They have the cap for it. That's awesome. That's pretty much it. Like, that's, oh god, that trade value is pretty much there. I could probably squeeze like a small prospect out of this, which really doesn't seem like a whole lot for PK Subban, but we are offloading $9 million, which is going to allow us to keep Sergei Zubov. So, I mean, it really does make a whole lot of sense. I don't want to trade PK Subban for another defenseman who's making $5 million. I don't want to do that at all. The thing is, we're going to have to be active in free agency because as of right now, our defenseman is going to be Sergei Zubov, Ville Poka, Noah Hanifin, and Jared Spurgeon. And I want to get rid of Spurgeon. That leaves 3 defensemen that we have to go get, whether in free agency or via trade. So actually, now that I'm thinking about that, I could use a player like Mike Riley, offensive defenseman, 85 defensive awareness. Okay, he's got 1 year left on his deal, so they're going to want to get rid of him. Then again, it's another player we have to sign. Okay, all right. So Mike Riley's available. Michael Del Zotto got a big price tag though, 3 years left. Who's this guy? Oh, he's a prospect. We don't want to get him. We want to get someone who's going to be NHL ready now with a small price tag. And unfortunately, I don't think they're going to have that. Maybe squeaking Riley in there would it probably make the trade go through? Oh man, that's really tight. I don't think it's going to happen. I'll try for it. I may be just burning a phone here. We're going to have to re-sign him. That's the thing. He's going to want probably $3 million, but we're going to have the $9 million cleared up. Plus, I'm going to try to move Jared Spurgeon as well. So, a first and Mike Riley for PK Subban didn't go through. I think it's just going to have to be the first straight up. Maybe get like a super low end prospect. Honestly, Mike Riley would have been nice, but I don't think it's really in the cards for us right now. So, PK Subban, I would say it's been nice having you, but it really hasn't. I really just want to blow up the team right now. I'm ready to do it, and this is exactly what I have planned here. So this guy, Gabe Gertler, he's a 6th round pick. See if there's anyone else available, maybe a little lower trade value. Still have some decent potential though. Yeah, it's going to be one of these guys. We'll go ahead and we'll get this guy. How do you pronounce that guy's name, actually? Is it Gabe Gutler? Gutler? I don't know how to pronounce that. It's a stupid name, but I'm going to throw him in there. That seems like, you know what? It's just what we're going to have to do. We're not going to get anything more. I think that will go through. There you go. Dallas, treat PK Subban good. Hopefully he works out for you. There you are. Boom. $9 million off the books right there. Now we got to go ahead and move Jared Spurgeon. And I want to move Jared Spurgeon for either a cheaper option or a pick. I'd like to get someone who's like 84 overall and making a little bit less. Let's have a look here around the NHL. Like, Madison Bowie is perfect, okay? But he's got 1 year left on his deal. He's going to want crazy money. Dmitry Kulikov, $4 million. It's kind of the opposite of what I want to do. Jared Cowan, Nikita Nikitin. No. Cody Ceci would be nice. He's got 1 year left. Going to want big money as well. If I could find someone with like a $3 million price tag or even cheaper than that, like that would be just awesome, because we are going to be active in free agency. So like I said, it's going to be Zubov and it's going to be Ville Poka, then it's going to be Hanifin and X. So we have to get 3 defensemen. That's risky trading Jared Spurgeon, but $5.1 million, there's got to be a cheaper option out there. If there's not, we may be a bit screwed, but let's have a look here. Alex Edler's available. Okay, that's not so bad. $3 million. Okay, hold on here. Alex Edler. Okay, hold on here. We might have something. Making a little bit less money, 3.6. He's got 2 years left on his contract. He's a veteran guy, two-way defenseman, 35 points last year. I think he's honestly better than Jared Spurgeon. Spurgeon just has a huge contract. What could we throw in there to sweeten this up? Sean Matthias? No, they won't take that because he's got 1 year left. Gonna have to re-sign him. We could make a move for Devin Dubnyk. Okay, now we're talking. We throw Devin Dubnyk in there. I'm ready to blow this team up. I don't think you guys understand. Plus, they need a goalie really, really badly. Okay. This could be Julio Billa's team come next year. This could be his squad. I might just put all my eggs in one basket here. This is gonna be a long video, so hope you got some snacks ready. I am blowing this team up. We're doing it. Spurgeon and Devin Dubnyk. That's it's about $9.5 million off the table right there. We get rid of Devin Dubnyk, who is not a problem. It doesn't hurt the team at all. But I am looking to go in a younger direction. And Julio Billa, who knows? Maybe we'll have to find like an 84 over guy. Maybe we'll have to find like an 84 overall guy in free agency. I'm not saying we're going to win the cup next year. I'm not saying that at all. Honestly, you might not even be a playoff team. This is going to be a rebuild. I don't even know at this point because this might not be a bad idea. Tampa really needs a goaltender. Okay, hold on here. There's going to be some decent players in free agency. I definitely know that for a fact. Can we get they don't have any other defensemen, right? They just had him, which was Alex Edler. A few decent prospects. Matt Finn's not too bad. He's got 3.5 stars. He's got 1 year left on his contract. We could throw him in there, Matt Finn, and maybe a first. Would that have him covered? Maybe not a first. Hey, yeah, probably not a first. Maybe if we no, I'm gonna get a second and a third. I think Alex Edler, a prospect who has 1 year left on his contract, a second and a third for Spurgeon and Devin Dubnyk. You know what? Maybe a first would work. I'm gonna try out the first. If that doesn't work, we'll go back to the other plan with the second and the third. But that might go through. I'm looking like this pretty much has Devin Dubnyk covered. I think so anyways. Matt Finn and a first probably has Devin Dubnyk covered, and then Edler is a little bit higher than Spurgeon, which is kind of lame. I can throw in a third from next year and anyone else that I'm not going to use. I know that I'm not going to use. I would love to throw Sean Matthias in there, but he's got 1 year left on his contract. What do we got here? We have Kyle Clifford, 2 years left. Be nice to get him off the books. They want him. I don't really know about that. Maybe, or this is maybe a little bit too much here. It doesn't really add a whole lot. You know what? I'm gonna try. If it just doesn't go through, I can. We have a bunch of other phones, so let's go through. Wow, it went through. Okay, there you go. See you later, Kyle Clifford. More money off the books. Another first-round pick. That is 3 first-round picks we have this year. That's nice. We got the 16th overall pick, like the 23rd and the 2nd. So that's huge. That's massive. Okay, so now we got $23 million in cap, okay? And we need to find, I think, another defenseman. Honestly, that Alex Edler trade was genius. I think that's a great trade. I think that was probably the best trade made all day. Plus, we got a first, and we got rid of Devin Dubnyk. So Julio Billa is going to be playing some minutes next year, and we're going to have to be shopping in free agency. So this is going to be quite a video. Now, who else could we get rid of? Who else do we want to just dump? Could we get rid of Sean Matthias for anything? Like a third? I think it's going to happen unless someone really wants him, like Toronto. Oh, man, I feel like I could get a second, though. I feel like I could do it. Will it work? No, not going to happen. Okay, so we'll deal with that in the next round. So we have the second overall pick. So I think we're going to pick Joe Veleno here. He is going to be the future number 1A centerman to Alex Galchenyuk once Malkin moves on. There's really no other centerman options. There's Isaac Ratcliffe, who's 6'5", power forward. But I'm going to go with the 4-star Joe Veleno, Canadian boy, 6'2", 185. We're getting out of the Russians. We're going to good old Canada. Let's go here. Get a good old Canadian kid in there. There you go. Joe Veleno, welcome to the squad. So now we picked a forward. Let's talk about a defenseman here. Maybe get a nice offensive defenseman if one becomes available. A bunch of defensive defensemen. What do I got here? Matt Brassard. He is a two-way defenseman. You know what? Maybe we can choose a defenseman with our other first-round pick because we do have quite a few. We picked a forward. We picked a centerman. Let's go with a winger, actually. Let's go with the winger. Let's go with a Finn. Let's go with Tommy Kemppainen. Tommy Kemppainen, I believe is how you pronounce the name, or Kemppainen, I don't know, Kemppainen. Pretty much if you want to speak Finn, all you have to do is add Ininen on the end of the name, and you pretty much can speak Finnish. I think we're going to pick him, power forward. There you go. Now we're going to pick a defenseman with our 24th overall pick, or whatever it is. I think I want an offensive defenseman. Connor, he's 6'5", defensive defenseman. He looks real nice. Or Victor Meti? I don't know how to pronounce that guy's name. Victor Met. I'm going to go with Met. He's an offensive defenseman, 20 years old, so he may be a high overall. I'm going to go with him. There you go. Welcome to the squad. 3 first-round picks. We're blowing this team up. Goodbye, PK Subban. You can see all of our trades there. PK Subban for pretty much that prospect and Joe Veleno. And then Spurgeon, Dubnyk, and what else was it? A third and Kyle Clifford for Alex Edler, Matt Finn, and a first. So that was a great trade. Now we're going to see if we can just offload him for a third. I'm not going to be greedy about a second. I'm just going to go for a third. Let's send him back to Toronto. Let's send him back to T-Dot. No, doesn't want to do that. Honestly, I don't think I'll be able to get anything for him. I mean, anything at this point would be cool because I'm not going to re-sign him. All right, we're going to go to our rivals here. We're going to trade for Carl Dahlstrom. He is a Finn, I believe. Oh, sorry, he's a Swede. My bad. He didn't have the in on his name. What am I talking about? 6'4", 214, defensive defenseman. He doesn't have the greatest potential, 3 stars, but we're going to get something back for a player who, oh, wow, okay. All right, you know what? We're not even going to be able to trade Sean Matthias. It's really hard to trade players like that who have 1 year left on their contract, so I guess that's fine, whatever. What else do we want to get here? We got a defenseman. We could pick up a goaltender if there's one available. Christian Prop, because we're not going to have a goaltender in the AHL next year. So Christian Prop, welcome to Washington. Boom. There you go. So I will go over the top 5 picks, and then we will do the re-sign. Or it's going to be a long video, so be prepared. We're going to do the re-sign stage, get free agency done. We're going to do it all in one video. I don't even care. I'm blowing this team up. We're doing it, and then we'll go all the way to the start of the year. All right, so Colorado end up having the first overall pick, and they picked a 57 overall Isaac Lundstrom. He's probably from Sweden. Yes, he is. 4.5 star. That's awesome. So that's really nice there. The second overall pick was obviously us. And then Winnipeg took another guy who is a forward, I believe. I remember him. I'm pretty sure I remember seeing him. There he is. So Philip Zadna, who is 52 overall. That's what I was saying. These guys are really young, so their overall is not going to be super high. And then the 4th overall pick went to the Buffalo Sabres, and they went ahead and selected this guy who's 51 overall. And then the last one was the Philadelphia Flyers, and they picked Ratcliffe, was the power forward, I believe. I may be mistaken there. Where is he? There he is, 61 overall. So he's a little bit higher, 4 stars. Pretty much the exact same situation with the goaltending thing that we had in the year 1, I believe. We could have picked the guys who were 4.5 star, but they were a bit younger. I went with the guy who was a little bit older, but he had the green stars, just like this guy, Isaac Ratcliffe. He's 61 overall, so a little bit higher than our guys. I have not checked Joe yet. We'll have a look at him. Could this be another coming of Joe Money? We've had a few Joe Moneys in GM mode. We've had the original Joe Money, which was Josh Morrissey, and we had J Money, which was Joe Fleshler. So it's going to be interesting to see if this guy could be another J Money. Let's have a look here, see how this guy turned out. Where is he? So 55 overall, 4.5. I mean, any one of those top 4 guys, it's pretty much take your pick. Each of them are like 54 to 56 overall or whatever, at least 4.5 stars. So that's not bad at all. There he is, Joe Veleno, baby. So now comes Ilya Kovalchuk. We're going to re-sign him. I'm going to try to get him for as cheap as I can because I'm just going to toss him out the window. I don't even care. It's $7.9 million. We're not going to be paying you that. I have to pay you that right now. It's a 1-day contract because you're going to be dealt. Literally the day free agent starts, you will be dealt Ilya Kovalchuk. you are gone. Sign it. Don't look me in the eyes. Just close the door, walk away. I don't even want to talk to you right now. Now, Sergei Zubov, you can come in. We can have a conversation. I'll even buy you a beer. I really like Sergei Zubov, so I'm planning on giving him around $8 million. If he'll take $8 million flat, I would be stoked on that for 6 years. He's going to be one of the best NHL defensemen, so that's no problem at all. We have Galchenyuk for a few years at just over $5 million. Noah Hanifin, what's he going to want? He's going to want, okay, $3 million. That's not that bad. I'll give you a 2.75 for 2 years. Kind of a bridge contract. Joe Veleno will definitely give you a contract. Now we have what? We had $28 million, so we definitely have enough to cover everything, which is great. Tyre Ratty wants about 4, I'm guessing. Oh, wow, only 2.4. That's really nice. I'll give you 2.2 because I'm a nice guy. We got Paul Bittner there. We got, okay, look at that guy. He was the 16th overall pick, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he was. So, Tommy Kempanainen. There he is, 65 overall, 4 stars. That's excellent. There you go. I'm very happy with that selection. We got Jacob Lapierre, who was the pick from last year, the power forward. 67 overall. That was the 24th overall pick. So you can see here, he does it a little bit higher overall. He is the 4 stars because he is 20 years old, so that's awesome. A couple other guys here. Victor Rask, we got to give a contract to $2 million for 3 years. That's awesome. He always comes up with the clutch goals. Matt Finn will give you a contract as well. He wants a two-way deal. I'm okay with that. Zibril, we got there. Keith Anderson was a guy we picked up in a trade, I believe, last year from San Jose. We got Devin Shore, we got to give a contract to as well, 1.2. Fuck, that is cheap. That is awesome. I will give you that contract all day, every day. William Carrier is our stud in the AHL for right now. I'm not sure if he's ever even going to make the jump. Lindgren, tender qualifying offer you. Yeah, okay, fine. Just because you have the Green Stars. All these other guys are probably just going to let sit. Sean Matthias is going to be gone to free agency. Rookie goalies, all they have to re-sign is Prop, who is 56 overall, 19 years old, 3.5 stars. Not that great, but it was a 3rd round pick. What do you expect? So we do have to get a few things in free agency. And when I mean a few, I mean a whole lot. And we have to trade Ilya Kovalchuk. So we got to find a scoring winger that we could trade for, which in this day and age in the NHL with all of the legends is not going to be a problem. But I don't think I'm going to trade for a legend. Oh, wait, Pavel Bure is in free agency. I may have spoke a bit too soon. Sergei Zubov, Matt Finn, Ilya Kovalchuk, get out of here, you goof. All these guys, I'm pretty sure, re-signed, and we have $8 million to work with. So, I mean, I think that my GMing has been definitely improved. This has been a very successful draft. Got rid of a bunch of players who we weren't going to be using. Got rid of a bunch of players who were useless, i.e. friggin' Ilya Kovalchuk. He's not gone yet, but he will be gone, I promise you. So, Pavel Bure is in free agency. Okay, all right. We do have probably have the money to get him, to be honest with you. Marcel Dion, Tim Horton, Sean Monahan, and Phil Esposito all in free agency. Oh my god. All right, so let's check this out right now. Let's have a look here. Oh my god. Tim Horton, oh my god, 25 years old, 45 points last year, 94 overall. Marcel Dion, 77 points. See, it's weird with the legends. This is why I want to kind of get away from the legends. They have such a high overall and they look sick. These guys should be getting 120, 100 points each year, but they're only like mid 60s to like low 80s. It's so weird. Pavel Bure wants 9.7 million for 58 points. You've got to be kidding me. Not happening. I love Pavel Bure, but it's not happening. I cannot do that. Sean Monahan, he's really good. Honestly, one of the best. Like, look at that. You could get him instead of like a legend centerman. He's gonna give you the exact same numbers. You know, I don't think the legends are the way to go. Phil Esposito, you see, these guys are pretty much the exact same. Sean Monahan's $1 million cheaper, and he's younger, and he gets you more points. You know, like 93 overall for 66 points is not that impressive. But Jack Eichel is a free agent. Oh my god. Oh god, it's killing me not to get Jack Eichel. Like, would it hurt to play this guy on the wing? Oh, what do I do? I would love to get Jack Eichel. I would just love to get Eichel. Okay, if we get Eichel, we have to trade Malkin, right? I mean, he's gonna be 91 plus. You can pretty much tell that. Would it kill to play this guy on the wing? Would it? Would it really hurt? Oh man, I don't want to see. I don't want to. I don't want to give him a contract and then play him in a wrong position. You know, I don't. I really don't want to do that. Okay, first things first, we have to trade Ilya and Kovalchuk. Now to who? That is the question that we have to figure out right now. Again, this is going to be a super long video. I do not care. We're already at about 30 minutes. I don't care. We could get anyone we wanted pretty much right now. You want to get Connor McDavid? Boom, easy. Ilya Kovalchuk straight up, but I'm not going to do that. I want to get someone who fits the build, like Jonathan Drouin. Okay, Jonathan Drouin is going to put up numbers. There's no, okay, we may have something here in Jonathan Drouin. We could get something plus. Okay, look at their wingers, Hall. Oh man, they're a stacked team actually. They have Eichel, but he's actually an RFA, so good thing that we didn't go after Eichel. We'd have to give up mad picks. But I can add Ilya Kovalchuk to your mix to Arizona if you sauce me Jonathan Drouin. We'll have a look here. We'll have a look to see what else is available. Philip Forsberg is available, a bit of a cheaper option. Voracek, Murray. Sakic, Naslund. Honestly, I'm pretty much set on Jonathan Drouin. That would be awesome. Monahan is an RFA as well. You can see here, anyone else? Rick Rippon. They say, like, what kind of points is Rick Rippon putting up? An enforcer, 94, 47 points, you see? But he's obviously sick. He's obviously one of your team's leaders, probably even the captain. Let me have a look around here. I may just go back to the Jonathan Drouin thing. He's young. He's going to put you 40, 50 goals a year, especially playing with players like Parise and Galchenyuk. That's a match made in heaven. Jamie Benn is another guy who we could go get, but 60 points for, like, you know, $9 million, it doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't make any sense at all. I think we're wasting our time having a look at everyone else. I think our only option here is Jonathan Drouin. Okay, so the trade will probably happen. It's a bit more complicated than I initially anticipated. So if I was to go ahead and I would say, okay, let's do this. They say no because they're going to be too close to the league salary cap, which is understandable. So I think, okay, I'm going to need a second liner for next year because obviously Valerie Nichushkin is more of a third liner now because he dropped down to like 85 overall. So I look at So I go ahead and I look at Shane Prince here, who's 25 years old, 3.5 stars. He can get the job done for right now, 84 overall. He's pretty much another Ty Ratty, which isn't that bad. So I go ahead and I get him. And okay, they don't want to do that because they puts us too close to the cap for comfort. So they're a cap team. So I have to go get another person with cap, and I don't want to get another defenseman because obviously that trade value would be crazy. That's way too much for Ilya and Kovalchuk. And if I was to add another person, like say I was to add someone like I don't know, who has a little bit of cap, like, you know, Niederreiter, they wouldn't want to do that because they'd be too close to the cap. Even though they would be under the cap, they'd still be too close. So if I send him Brandon Dillon, okay, hold on here. This might be something. Brandon Dillon, who's got an awful contract, and then our defenseman would be, obviously, I don't know if it's really going to be Justin Schultz or not. He's pretty much capped out at where he is, but he is another defenseman who we could use. I didn't even check to see if there's any other defenseman in free agency, but who do they have for a defenseman that I could snag up? Martin Marinson, no really young guys. So really, see, that's kind of the issue here. I would love to just do this straight up, but I can't. I have to get something back. And then you say, okay, well, what about a goaltender? And the goaltender thing is definitely an option. I think it may be one of our only options to get Michael Neuwirth, who's 1.8 for 1 year. He could be our starter. He's what, 84 overall? He could split the time with Julio Billa. Or we could just go ahead and trade him for something else, you see? So there is options here. Justin Schultz may not be that bad because as of right now, our defensive core isn't looking that great. We're looking like Zubov, Vilipoka, Hannafin, Edler, and then Dillon and something else. Oh, you know what? Justin Schultz is too good. I forgot about Alexander Edler. So maybe going this option is the best way to go. So will that go through as is? No, definitely not. Definitely not. Fuck! What option do we have here? That's not gonna go through. No way. Oh, shit. Okay, hold on here. I really want Jonathan Drouin, though. I really, really want him. You know what? Maybe adding a second is the option here because speaking in realistic terms, they're not going to think Ilya Kovalchuk's that great. He's got potential. Maybe he just needs a change of scenery, and giving up Jonathan Drouin is a large piece. So Kovalchuk, Sherman, I actually feel more comfortable giving up the other guy, this guy, and I'll throw in the other guy. Where is he? Where are you? Really quick. There you are. So will that go through? And a second. Too far off. Wow, this trade's going to be hard to make. This is going to be really hard to make. I'll throw in Sherman. Will that go through? No. Wow. Okay, we gotta... This is harder than I thought. Whoa, shit, it just went through. I didn't even try. Okay, I didn't even mean to do that. That's great, though. It went through. It's totally fine. We got it done. We got Silverberg in the deal as well. If you just missed it, obviously, it was Drouin and Silverberg for Kovalchuk and a second. That's not a bad trade. That's a great trade. I was trying a whole bunch of shit. It was that easy? Really? Okay, so we got Jakob Silverberg, who's obviously a Swede. He could play third-line minutes. I'm not really worried about it right now. We got rid of Kovalchuk. I am so happy. Now we can have a look at free agency. You look at our team right now. This is how it's going to look. So kind of just vision this in your mind right now. So it's going to look like Parise, Drouin, Galchenyuk, Malkin, Niederreiter, and I guess Silverberg or Tyrati. And then it's going to be third line center is going to be Victor Rask, Nichushkin, and one of the two. And then our fourth line is going to be Devon Shore, Dwight King, and either Paul Bittner or someone we have to go in for agency. So our team's pretty much set. I would like to get a second line winger, but we've already done so much right now. Our defense is going to look like this. Zubov, Polka, Edler, Hanifin, Dylan, who I'd like to get rid of in a trade right now. Is there any decent defenseman we could get? We have $7 million in cap, so I'm pretty stoked on that. Let's check UFAs. Okay, so yeah, you can see everyone is actually an RFA. Oh shit, every one of those guys is actually an RFA. So UFA looks like a totally different story. Okay, is there any cheap defensemen? Not really. Christian Ehrhoff for 2.3. Not really, hey. So no really cheap defenseman. Jack Johnson's the big fish, 44 points last year. Okay, so I guess we don't really have that many options. It's like it can be Brandon Dillon and one of these three, which really doesn't sound that great. Let's look via trade. So if I get a third for Brendan Dillon, that would be just awesome, and I do. So that's great. Now I'm going to go to the Islanders here, and I have kind of an idea. We're going to take two defensemen from them, and we're just going to go ahead and flip Jakob Silverberg. We're just going to flip him right then and there. Tyrati is going to play third line minutes for us. So let's go ahead and flip him. Let's try to do something like this. I would like to get Dylan Hetherington, who is a 79 overall player, probably going to be mid 80s, and I would like to go ahead and get Luke Shen as well. So Luke Shen, he played in the AHL last year. He's a big defensive defenseman. We've had him in the past. He's actually not been that bad, and his contract's 2.3 for one more year. Does not really matter at all. So both those players for Silverberg will probably go through. I can honestly probably get a third in there as well. That'll probably go through. Nope. Okay, we'll just take straight up those two players. Wow, really didn't go through. What if I take 500K? Wow, okay, the GM, I think he knows that we're a little bit of a rival, so he's kind of being a bit of a dink. So I'll throw in that guy. Oh my god, are you serious? Come on, it totally meets your needs. What are you talking about? What if I do that? Will you give me Hetherington and Luke Shen? No. Wow, the GM is an absolute dink. Alright, you know what? We have Matt Finn actually coming up to play next year, so all I really need is Hetherington. I don't really need Luke Shen, so give me something else instead of Luke Shen. Give me a rookie skater. Give me anybody. 80, no, I don't want you. I'll take you. Another defensive prospect. Maybe not. Let's see who else is available. Really no one else. This guy, Kuznetsov, who is... okay, I'll take you. I'll take Kuznetsov. Nikolai Kuznetsov and Hetherington for Silverberg. How about that? That's seems like a pretty decent trade. I can't do that because of cap restrictions. So I did want this guy, Carl Dahlstrom. We'll just go ahead and give him a fourth and this prospect for him. There you go. So now we really have to figure out what we're gonna do with Silverberg. I can definitely get a decent defenseman for him. They just didn't want to work with me, so that's fine with me. I don't even care. New York Islanders, you guys are a bunch of dinks. I might hang off right now, just having a look at free agency. I'm going to hang off with the trades. We're going to see what the team looks like at the start of the year. Any goaltenders available? We do need a goalie, and Brian Elliott or Frederick Anderson. Again, we have $10 million a cap. Brian Elliott. Do we get a veteran goaltender to come in and teach Julio Billa how to be a pro? I think getting Brian Elliott isn't that bad. I think getting Brian Elliott wouldn't be that bad of an idea. I only want him for 1 year, though. I'll give you $2 million for 1 year. I'll give you 2.1 because I'm such a nice guy. He's not going to be our starter, but he's going to be our 1A starter pretty much. So I'm going to hold off on the whole Silverberg trade right now. We did get Drouin, which is obviously the big fish. We have $10 million to work with. So as of right now, we are in a much better position than we were at the end of the New Jersey series, where we're all frustrated and the rage was real. So we got Brian Elliott. That's all good. We have a few tweaks to work with. This has been the longest video of history. Again, we have a few tweaks to work with, but I'll see you guys at the start of the year. Hopefully those legend free agents get to go to a new home. If they do get signed, I will stop and I'll show you where they end up going, but I'll see you guys. So it's almost the end of July and nobody has signed yet. It's a bit weird. What's going on? No one's sending any offer sheets? Same thing with Sean Monahan. Wow, are they just going to sit out the year? This is going to be interesting. That's really weird. I don't know why that's happening. That's very, very strange. All right, so as of right now, no one has signed. Very, very weird. We're going to go to free agency here. You can see they're all still available. So many really good players. They are all RFAs, though, so they're having contract disputes and they're not working with their team. So you know what? It's fine. I don't even got to worry about it because I have nothing but a sick team right now. Hopefully, let's have a look at how everything turned out. So Nino, 89 overall. That's awesome. Okay, so first things first, before I look at all the lines, I want to see if there's anyone that we have to bring up or throw down. So you're going to see this guy go bye-bye, and Zibril might stay, actually, because we may need a defenseman. So it's going to be Drouin, Malkin, Parise. No, it's going to be, maybe Drouin, Malkin, Parise, actually. We're going to put him there, and it's going to be Ratty, Galchenyuk, Niederreiter, Nichushkin, Shore. Honestly, we have to get rid of Silverberg. We're going to play Paul Bittner there. So Ratty's going to get the second line minute. It's going to be a big opportunity for him. He's a right winger, so I'm going to put him there. Nino, 89 overall, though. That's wicked. That's awesome. Maybe I should play him there. You know, we'll do that. And Paul Bittner jumped up to 83, which was great. So he's going to man those minutes right now. And Silverberg, we have to find a new home for. Oh, man, our defense is looking real nice. Look at Matt Finn, 84 overall. I kind of threw him in there as an extra, and wow, that's very impressive. So Zibril may make the team out of camp. He looks like he had a strong camp, and he's a little bit weak in some different areas, but look at his skating, 99. Oh, my God. Vili Polka, that looks great to me. And goaltenders, Elliott and Julio Billa. That's the way it's going. I'm going with a vet. I'm going with it, and I'm happy. We're much better than we were today than we were at the end of the New Jersey series or at the start of free agency. So I'm very happy with how things have turned out. I need to find a home for where is he for? Oh, look at Joe Veleno. Look at his trade value. That's awesome. He's actually looking like he's really sick. That's great. That's a great choice. Thank you guys for letting me know about that. And we just got to find a home for Silverberg. If I can get a first round pick out of him, I will be ecstatic. I'm going to go to a team that had a crappy year last year, like the Dallas Stars. I'm going to see if I can snag a first. Can't snag a first. So let's go to Winnipeg. First out of them. Can't get a first. Who else had a bad year? I think no one else can even afford this guy. No one has any cap. Let's go to Nashville. Nashville for Silverberg? No. What else do we got? No one has any cap. Oh my God. It is a cap world out there right now. Calgary, they have a couple first round picks. Minnesota's, and I'll take somebody back that's a little bit of cap, maybe like $1 million worth. Maybe someone I can put on the fourth line. I need to get a fourth liner now that I think about it. How about Matt Martin? I've had him in the past. He's a big, tough, face puncher. It's exactly what we need. I like Matt Martin. We've had him in the past. He's going to play on our fourth line. Can I get a first with that? Can I get a first? No, maybe not. I may just have to get like a second and a third, which won't be that bad. Second, a third, Matt Martin. Maybe I'm going to be greedy here. Get something else small. 85 overall. Rookie skater. What? Robbie Russo. What a great name. That's awesome. He's looking really sick there. Anyone else we can throw in here? 69 overall, 20-year-old Brandon Hagel. Sure, throw him in there. 6th round pick. Will that go through for Silverberg? No. Let's get rid of the third, and let's just get a second, Matt Martin and Hagel. Wow, okay, maybe not. Just a second and Matt Martin. There you go. We got a second from Calgary. We got Matt Martin, and we are ready to go. Finally. Oh my God, what a long-ass episode. If you stuck through all this, high five to you. We're a much better team than we were. I just think we needed to have a huge episode just to completely blow up the squad, and we did that. So I'm stoked on that. I'm absolutely stoked. Nino Niederreiter is going to be playing on the right wing with Tyrati, Parise, Drouin, blah, 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 blah. All that looks beautiful. Rass has got to come up. Martin, that's a scary fourth line. I would not want to go up against those guys. We're a better team than we were when we started. Our defense is much better. Hannafin's getting up there. Vili Polka. How's our AHL squad look? Is that Frazenreb? No way. Freddie, where'd you come from? Freddie, what? Where do I sign this guy from? Freddie, he made a return. What? No way, that's ridiculous. Where'd I get this guy? I didn't draft him. I didn't trade for him. What? That's ridiculous. Okay, cool. I didn't even realize. That's awesome. Look at that. All right, there's the team. Jacob Lapierre, you're getting big kid minutes. There you go, third line, baby. And there is the defense. This guy's looking real good. He's gonna probably be ready for next year, but I'm glad we got this giant episode done. We got Freddie back. That's nice. We're a much better team than we were before. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.